Now that we have adjusted all the format, let's get started with our assignment. Now, this is age data analysis. So whenever customer invoice is due, for example, if we have sold that customer some items on 1st of January, he is due to pay us on 15th February. But if he doesn't, we have a problem, and we have to make an analysis for that for how long after the due date customer has an outstanding balance. So for that, we need to make an analysis. Now, I have discussed before that now we extracted the report on 26th June 2013, but the client has a policy not to include the month which is not completed yet. So we will not include this because this is not completed. In this scenario, we will consider that we are not on this date, but we are currently on this date because this month is completed. So we have extracted the report for the whole year, and we will make analysis not by days but by months. So May will be the current month, and then we will mention 1 month past, 2 months, and we can drag it to right. That clearly depends on industries, but most of the business makes the age data analysis for 6 months. So including the current month, we have the count of 6, and beyond that we have a lot of problems. So that is considered as older balances. So we will hit enter, format that a little bit, and adjust that. So what we need to do now is automatically categorize in which month, according to this date, in which area the aging should lie, the outstanding balance should show up. If we considered that this invoice was due to be paid on 28 February 2013, but we have $0.96 outstanding balance. Although it's quite low, but we have to make analysis for all the invoices. So how much time is passed till this date? March, April, and May. That means that it is 3 months. So what I can do is I can just put an equals to sign and then click on this cell and press tab. That's our traditional approach. It is true, but we have a lot of data to go. So that means it will take weeks to prepare this kind of report. Now, the automation thing is according to formula. That means we need to consider that if this date lies within this period, then show the outstanding amount, otherwise show nothing. I guess that you have got the formula. Yes, it's if. So if we consider this kind of formula, that means if this date is equal to 28 February 2013, then the outstanding value should show up here, otherwise show nothing. What do you think? Will it make the analysis right? Yes, it will make the analysis, but not correct. Do you think that all the customer due will be exactly on 28 February 2013? No. So there might be 27th February. Some should be due on 20th February. So it means whenever the date deviates, it will never show up there. And since we are calculating according to the whole month, that means all the February, whether it's 1st February or 28th February, should show up within 3 months. That means we need to extract months from these dates. So in order to do that, it's really simple that we want to insert a column and then put a heading month. And since we want to extract the month from this date, the formula will be equals to month tab and serial number would be this date and enter. So as I entered, I was considering it should extract 02, but instead we have a weird kind of date. That's because the format is date right now. So we need to convert the format to general. Okay, and then double click and send it down. Now as we double click, we will just see what problem we have. All the months are correct, but here I can see a problem. I don't have any date, but it's showing 1. So that's a problem for me, because whenever I make an analysis for the January, this totals will show up there. So I need to resolve this. So do you think I have to delete all this one by one? No, it will take a lot of time since we have a lot of data. So instead, what I will do is Control Z. I need to understand why it is extracting 1. Excel considers that if the cell is blank, that means it is 0. It contains 0 value. So if I write 0 and the format is the date format, it will convert in 0001 1900. That means when we extract the months from this date, it will give us the answer 1. So we need to resolve this. What you can tell Excel that, hey, look, in this date, if a cell is blank, then don't extract any value. Otherwise, calculate the month. So we need to open our first formula and go in the starting of the formula and write if tab is blank. Means if is blank, then show nothing. So what is blank? You need to give the value. If this cell is blank, and since we need to close the brackets, so this is our logical test. If is blank, this cell is blank, then what to do? Do nothing means show blank. Otherwise, calculate the month. So we can hit enter and see, since we have not closed the bracket in the end and Excel is suggesting to do that, we will just accept. And then double click and send it down. You can notice that the problem is resolved. One other way of doing this is, instead, if is blank, I can just give a logical test that I know. I can write, see, if this cell is equal to 0, then show nothing, else calculate the month. So let's see if this is working. Yes, that also works. That means you have unlimited choices to choose the formula from. Now let's go further. We can see another problem that we have. It's showing an error. That's because this formula requires the serial number, the date format, and you were giving the value that contains alphabets. So it's showing that you have given the wrong value. So we need to resolve all these errors, not manually, but by our formula. Whenever Excel shows an error, you can choose that, well, don't show your error, but we want all the errors to be converted in nil whenever they show up. You understand my point? So open the first column, and this formula should be written just in the start of every formula if you have the problem. If error, that means if your calculations shows any kind of error in between, so if error has two contents, provide the value, we will just consider all the formula as our value because it will automatically take the answers and would be considered as value. We just have to tell that even if we apply the formula and it shows some kind of an error, then just start the formula with if error and put the comma in the end, and then just provide the value of error. What do you want to show up instead of showing this value? I want to show nil, means inverted commas open and inverted commas close. Enter, hit enter again. Double click and send it down, and your issue is resolved. Let's make an analysis. 28 February, second month, 31st March, third month, 31st May, fifth month. That is just about right. We will go on the top again, and now we need a simple formula. That means we will just match that if this month is 2 and 2 matches with 2, then show up the value outstanding amount here, otherwise show nothing. To do that, I will just consider this as second month, and this is May, current month. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the number of the months. And since this will be December, before January 2013, I will put 12. What I need to do now is a simple formula that is equals to if this cell is equals to this cell, then show the outstanding amount, otherwise show nil. Isn't that so simple? That means if 2 is equal to 2, then show the outstanding amount, otherwise show nil. That's not a problem, not a big deal. Simple formula, and hit enter. Now, one other condition is there, that if I change the date from 28 Feb 2013 to 28 Feb 2012, do you think it should show up here now? No. Where should it show up? In the older field. But if we hit enter, it is still here. Why? Because we are only matching month with month. So it doesn't matter which year it is. It will not take the year in this comparison. That means we need to modify little bit of our formula. I will just delete this. We need to incorporate that if month matches with month and if year matches with year, then show the outstanding amount, otherwise show nothing. So I need to insert one more column and put a heading equals to year, and formula will be equals to year, and then take the serial number same like month and hit enter. There you have it, 2012. As we drag down, you can notice that we have the same problem. We can resolve this by putting if is blank. Which cell? This cell is blank. Then what to do? Show nothing. Otherwise, what to do? Calculate the year. Enter and enter. double click and send it down, and now we have another problem, that is to resolve the value error. So we will go in the starting and put if error on which value, on all of this value, then show nothing instead of error. Hit enter and hit enter and drag down this, and we have all the problems resolved. Now we need to incorporate two logics. That means if month is equal to month and year is equal to year, then extract the value. So okay, I have a thing in mind that instead of writing manually, I can put a date of the month end and then extract the month serial number by month and year serial number by year. So what I can do is, instead of mentioning 5, I can just mention 30th May 2013 and 30th April 2013. And since we have a pattern right now, so we can just select both of them and drag it towards our right. So you can notice that we have all the sequences accurately picked up. If I don't want to show the date and I want to show that it should show like May 2013, you have to change the format for that. Just select all the cells and then right click, format cells. I want to show in dates column a format something like this, the short form of the month, and we have the year. So it's showing the sample of the first cell, that it will show up like May 13. So click OK, and there you have it. The format is right there. Now I want to extract the months equals to month, and I can simply refer to this date and it will automatically calculate the month for me, drag it towards right, and then I can calculate the year also by extracting the year from this date and then hit enter, drag towards right. So we have our months here, year here, and we also have it here. So what I need to do is compare month by month, year by year, and if both matches, then the value should show up here. So we have two logics, not one. Formula will be equals to, now not only if, but we have two logics. So what is the formula? And if this is equal to this cell and year is equal to this year, and since we have the two logics complete, then we have to close the bracket. If both of these conditions matches, month matches with month, year matches with year, then show the outstanding balance, otherwise show nothing, and hit enter. Try to correct it, okay, but it's not showing. What is the problem? Because we have put a test that if it is 28 February 2012, it should not show up here. So that's okay. What we can do now is change it to 13 and then see we can find it here. In the next video, we will see how to actually drag this formula in all the aging so that one formula can automatically calculate the whole calculation and aging thing. So we need absolute and relative references, by the way, for that. So see you in the next video.